Hey there, I hope everybody is well. Let's ask the angels, saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our energy to provide and help us share divine guidance today with messages for our highest and greatest good. So it is, and so it will be. All right, I'm just doing another shuffle here. Okay, so what I'm picking up on is I feel like there's an end to the confusion, okay? Let's see. Seven of Cups, yeah. Trickery, devil energy. Let's see. What is this? I feel like someone is being seen clearly for what they have been doing behind the scenes, okay? Page of Swords. There could be some sort of information coming out about what's been going on in the background. All right, I feel like somebody's operating from a place of shadow and is trying to manipulate situations to work out in their favor. I'm getting that with the devil energy here, this is really talking about, being manipulated themselves, right? And then also trying to manipulate others. I feel like there's a lot of things that have been going on, like trickery even. This could represent some dark energy too. I feel like this also can represent like attachments, like even like a bit of addiction energy. I'm getting with the Page of Swords that there's something that's about to come out, okay? There's information being revealed. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. I feel like there's some sort of truth being revealed. It might have something to do with someone in this energy, which would represent like someone who may own a business, somebody who works really hard for what they have. It could also represent like maybe people have maybe people are watching your growth, no longer being in this energy, maybe with whoever this is. Maybe you have cut ties with somebody and you're doing better as a result of it, is what I'm getting. I feel like this is kind of like what everyone is seeing, watching. Yeah, I feel like maybe someone might be watching you from afar as well. Someone has their eye on you. There's like this trolling and stalking and obsessing. Like this is, I'm getting obsession energy here. So I feel like somebody watches you like a hawk. Okay. I feel like they're trying to come up with a way to get something done that they want to get done. What I'm getting is that I feel like they're plotting and planning how to potentially get back in this energy somehow. Okay, High Priestess energy. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like this is, check to see if this resonates with you. Like check within to see if this message is for you, okay? Because this isn't for everybody. I feel like you intuitively know this, okay? I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I feel like they are trying. It's like the devil has its eyes through this person to try to get to you. All right. I feel like there's some sort of like, again, manipulation playing out here. Yeah, there's some sort of blockage. There's some sort of lack of clarity. I feel like somebody, is having a difficulty making decisions or making decisions with clarity. Okay, so I feel like there's some sort of lack of clarity here. Maybe somebody doesn't understand why they're so obsessed with somebody. And it has something to do with like a dark attachment or some heavy unresolved issues. Okay, I'm getting Emperor energy. I'm getting somebody who's a bit tyrannical, controlling, manipulating. They may feel like they're in charge. Maybe someone thinks that they're in charge of your life. or they want to be in charge of you. There's something really strong energy I'm picking up here. Chariot. I feel like you've overcome your battle with the devil, okay? And I feel like the devil would like very much to have another swing at you, okay? And I feel like they very much could be trying to use this energy to come towards you, all right? So I need you to kind of have your guard up, all right, with the Ace of Swords. I need you to understand that you are very protected, okay? And anyone coming your way will be forced with the sword of truth, okay? They will be faced with the sword of truth. I feel like they worked with others, or they may try to tell you that they want to work it out, but you don't want to work it out, and that's a blockage for them, okay? You're not looking to work things out with this person, or to come to any kind of resolution with them. You're not interested. Seven of Swords. You understand who and what this person is. And you've learned the lessons of the past, and you're not looking to return back to karmic lessons, okay? I feel like, yeah, I feel like this energy, they're a snake in the grass. This is not someone that you can trust. I feel like they believe their own lies. And then sometimes they forget the lies that they told, and so they create new lies. I feel like this person is not trustworthy. I feel like they're facing their own form of judgment, okay? All right, they may be going through an awakening even. This energy is plotting and planning on how to get into your energy, but they burned such a big bridge with you that there's like no coming back from it, okay? I feel like you're focused on something new, okay? And it's almost like they can smell it. They're like, they can smell a drop of blood in the water, okay? This person is someone who preys on other people, bullies them, lies about them, slanders them, talks shit about them, lies to your face, blames it on you though. That's this energy, okay? This is not someone that you want to rebuild anything with, okay? Oh boy, okay. We got all 4 cards, okay. Is this the order? Okay. All right, so we have the 9 of Pentacles. You're much more, you're so much better off without this energy. You've done nothing but build an empire off of your pain and suffering. I feel like they're still holding onto the past and wishing that they could have taken the trip with you, but instead they chose a third party, and they're realizing that they're stuck with this energy. This third party can represent like toxic friends and family, and they will continue to exchange energy that matches their frequency. So I'm getting like, you know, if they feel like they're not good enough and they're resistant to change, well, that's what they're going to be dealing with in their reality. I feel like this somehow haunts them, or they're being haunted. I feel like they're in their head. They're over-analyzing everything. They're constantly thinking about what they've done and how they've done it and where it's led them. I feel like you're somebody that they think about often, or maybe about the attacks. I feel like maybe the attacks that they sent for you are now returning back to them. I feel like they might have worked with others to do this. I feel like this person, you know, is in very much disgust of themselves. All right, so, and then we have the Magician. You know, you're here to create, okay? You're here to manifest. You're here to alchemize. You're here to teach and share wisdom and knowledge. And the more you help on the path, I feel like, you know, you have more opposition here, all right? You're a powerful force, and when activated, you know, you're a force to be reckoned with. And so I feel like that's playing out here. Like whoever messed in your energy thinking that they could come against a magician, a high priestess, I feel like there's a reckoning playing out here. Oh my goodness. Magician, 2 of Pentacles. Someone realized that they went in the wrong direction. And I feel like they're going to watch you celebrate your best life with someone else. Someone who's going to show up for you the way that they were meant to show up for you. Again, all of this was for you. This whole thing falling apart was for you. This person wasn't willing to do the work. They would rather wander the streets, okay, than see any kind of value with you. And sometimes it's because of that reason. Like, they don't see the value within themselves, so they'll sabotage. And I feel like that played out here. But I feel like you're not going down with this ship, okay? So I feel like, you know, Spirit brought you a safety raft and you jumped and landed on that safety raft, okay? Whereas, you know, they decided to sink their own ship, okay? So through this whole process, you've experienced a lot of growth and development and stability and security, and also became very aware of your own worth and value. And you're no longer settling for less than. You may have thought that this energy had potential, and maybe you were somebody who appreciated others' potential or sees the good in others, but I feel like their mask fell off and you saw who they truly were, and you had to save yourself. All right, I feel like there was you had to save yourself from going down with the ship. 6 of Cups. Yeah. All right, I feel like this is, you know, someone who is actually going to, you know, be someone who could be a father figure, maybe to your children if you have children. This is someone who is going to co-parent, be a life partner, somebody who may be very established themselves as an emperor. This is a true divine masculine coming in, okay? Okay, the Emperor sees and recognizes the High Priestess, okay? Or the Empress recognizes the High Priest. Flip it, switch it, doesn't really matter, okay? I feel like there's a new sheriff in town. All right, I feel like someone's going to lead where someone wasn't able to lead. I feel like whatever changes are coming, they're necessary. I feel like the Chariot and the Ten of Swords, it's like bringing in change, okay? And it's like almost like by force, okay? It's almost like a nail to a coffin. All right, so there could be some sort of movement here that is leading towards a massive ending, okay? And then I have a 7 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there's obstacles in the way. There's blockages in the way. There's a lot of things that this person has accrued as it relates to the action taken against you. So they're having to deal with their own accumulated karma. They may think that you're working with others and sending this. You don't need to take any action against anybody, okay? So if you feel like there's this projection that like they're retaliating against something you're sending to them, you know, energetically, I would say that's not the case. I would say what they're experiencing is as a result of their own actions, plans, plots to create some sort of demise, okay? Blockage from someone being in their purpose. I feel like all they've really done is block themselves, okay? So they may think that you're attacking them. You're not. Knight of Wands. 7 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like somebody wants to kind of rush back in, right? And tell you what you want to hear, okay? Which is not something you're even willing to listen to. I feel like they understand that the investments they made are not panning out. They're realizing it wasn't greener on the other side. And they're seeing that, like, the investments they made really, they're comparing. There's some sort of competition. I feel like they're competing in a game that you're not even playing in. You could give 2 shits, okay? I feel like they're trying to measure up, okay? So I feel like this is very ego related, okay? They may want to come in because they're in a position of lack and offer you something, okay? Maybe a fresh start, or they want to be kind of like jokingly communicate, or I don't know what this pentacle is, but I feel like they want to kind of like test the waters to see if you'd take them back, to see how you'd react, because it's not working out where they're at. In fact, they're trying to find a way to invest elsewhere, and they may want to offer a small investment, but you know, you don't need their investment. Okay, I don't feel like there's anything that really can grow from this. I'm getting, you know, with the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords, like this energy took many steps, okay, many actions to get in the position that they're in, okay, and I feel like, you know, they did this, you know, with others, okay, and I feel like maybe they thought this third party was the end-all be-all, but I feel like they fell for a bill of goods. Isn't there some sort of saying? Fake bill of goods or false bill of goods, or I feel like somebody feels trapped in their situation, and it's in a family dynamic, and it very much might be surrounded by a bunch of people. Maybe too many people are in this relationship. Maybe they entertain many in their, maybe it's like an open relationship. I don't know what that is. But maybe they see you as their happiness and their way out of a difficult situation. Okay, maybe this is what's keeping them up at night, is like, how can I get out of the situation I'm in and go where I did actually have happiness? How do I go back to the family that I left for this karmic energy? There's a bit of that. Like, I feel like this energy is doing a lot of thinking, plotting, planning, assessing. Okay. All right, we have the 3 of Wands.